Good morning and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Sunday morning, I've been up forever and obviously sitting on the computer looking at stuff, and I just had a few thoughts and I thought, if it's bugging me, it's probably going to bug you as well. So I thought I would just put a wee video together about the things that I've noticed today just coming up on the web, with things that are going to affect the cost of living in general. Now, one of the articles in The Guardian was about John Deere tractors, and believe you me, this is not going to be just John Deere tractors. Seemingly a farmer in the States was out ready to get planting and the air conditioning in his tractor wasn't working, so he can't fix it himself because the tractor is now all computerised, it's all fly-by-wire type thing. And so he phoned John Deere and they're like, yeah, we'll get to you, you're not exactly priority. And he's like, well, I need to get this planted and I'm going to bake in this cab without aircon. It seems that this gentleman had gone to some meeting with the American legislation about the not being able to self-repair John Deere tractors, not being able, basically, seemingly some of them were stolen from Ukraine and taken to Chechnya, and they're now paperweights because they're so computerised that the John Deere dealership that owned these tractors just hit a button and the tractors don't work now. Which is great, you're like, yay, that means that the baddies can't use the tractors. That's fabulous. Until you're the baddie, because you've maybe tried to repair something yourself and the computer says no and bing bong's your dealer and switches it off. There's so much of this happening now with a lot of technical stuff. Look at even through the COVID thing, at the beginning of COVID when ventilators were getting used, and there was somewhere where the ventilators had broken, they needed this part and we couldn't get this part. And there's nothing you can do about that. Unless, of course, you've got some snazzy people who have 3D printers and they made the part so that the ventilators could continue to work. The question is, would the manufacturers of that ventilator allow that to happen now? I don't think so. It's part of their plan in that you have to go to the dealership, you have to go to the manufacturer if anything goes wrong with your nice new piece of tech. I personally find that a bit worrying. It just means that we cannot get anything. We can't get new things, we can't get it repaired unless the company thinks that we're suitable. And I find that quite a scary sort of thought. So that was one of my things. As I was going through YouTube this morning, there's a lot of £10 per week, meals for £10 a week, how cheap can I cook, which is great and really, really useful to so many people. If you're from the UK, you'll know Jack Monroe, the bootstrap cook. The reason that people know her is because she spoke out about the struggles she had while living on benefits as a single mother, and how she rejigged recipes or invented new recipes to be able to feed herself and child when times were really, really tough and money was exceedingly short. Now, poor Jack has had quite a backlash recently because the 30p per meal guy, who just, we don't like him at all, it's like, oh well, Jack Monroe's a multi-millionaire now with her books. Excuse me? Now, apart from anything else, I know how much you make from self-published books and even not self-published books. It's not that much. I'm pretty sure Jack Monroe is not a multi-millionaire. And even if she was, do you know something? She struggled for so many years and helped so many people that she's allowed to benefit from what she's done. She's allowed to benefit, reap the fruits of her labours. We all are. We all should be. Unfortunately, for many of us, we don't get to reap the fruit of our labours. It's the shareholders that do. So, yeah, not impressed with that at all. But I'm trying to think of a way that we can stop these stupid politicians using the ability of people to cook some cheap meals to try and help each other. I don't want politicians thinking, oh well, look, they just follow these videos, so no, we don't need to increase benefits, we don't need to increase wages, we don't need to do anything. Because between the multi-millionaire shareholders and the governments, they'll just be like, oh well, if they just follow these videos, they can eat for virtually nothing. As someone else said to me, that's not living, that's surviving. And that's not right, especially when you're already working, but your wages are so rubbish that you're struggling to feed your family. So yeah, didn't like that one either. The other thing, I mean, honestly, I nearly laughed at this one. Airports, airlines, whatever it is, are saying, we need to get the army in, we need to sort out this chaos. I'm sorry, what? The army is there, A, to defend the country in case of attack and stuffs, and B, to help the country in a state of emergency, like if there's wildfires or if there's a mass, like Manchester Arena or something. That's when the army gets drafted in, not because some dividend paying out airline company or holiday company have overbooked and overpromised after they sacked everyone through COVID. That's not anyone's fault apart from these holiday companies. And I certainly don't see that the army should be doing anything with that. It's up to the holiday companies to sort it out, and I would presume, having just read a headline that a whole flight was cancelled while people were standing at the check-in gate, I would think they probably knew about that before. Maybe actually start working ahead, stop reacting, start being proactive. That's my thought for the holiday companies, because my goodness, you have enjoyed the profits for many, many years. Then you go and open it up for bookings after the COVID thing, and you're like, yeah, we can go on holiday now, fabulous, but you never actually thought to look at your logistics, and you have failed dismally. That is nothing that the government of the country or the army of the country should be getting you out of. You should be doing that yourself. You messed up. So yeah, not happy with the holiday companies either. The cost of living crisis obviously is still going on, and there are little bits just showing you where it's affecting people differently. There was headlines about there's a lot of festivals being cancelled in the summer in the UK here. Everyone was thinking it was going to be, yay, it's opened up, we'll all go to festivals. A lot of them are having to cancel now because the ticket sales are just not there. And why are the ticket sales just not there? Because the cost of living crisis has hit. Also, the cost of production, because all your stuff for these festivals comes in on trucks, which run on diesel, which when I passed the garage yesterday was £1.84 a litre. Are you having a laugh? I'm going to have to go and fill up the van just now before it gets any worse. That is scary stuff. £1.84 a litre here for diesel. Just ridiculous. And can I just mention, that's not the most expensive petrol station round about me. There are a couple that are well renowned for being more expensive than the one I passed. So festivals are cutting down. Also, glass bottle costs have gone up 80% over the last couple of years. And some of the small breweries, small drinks companies are struggling to get either glass bottles, or even when they've tried to switch to cans, there's a lot of other people who've tried to switch to cans, and the can manufacturers are struggling as well. And they're like, well, we're not going to give the little brewery in the corner of Devon the cans when we've got Coca-Cola there buying multi-millions of them. So this could change the way things are looking, because it's just not happening. So that's my Sunday morning thoughts. I just thought I would put them out because there's just all these little bits happening. And I don't know if it's just me, but some of them to me just seem to be common sense of behave. And there's other ones where I'm like, I need to think about this. And the the thing with the tractors and ventilators, where you can't do anything if you don't have the approved dealership, etc. I have one of the tyres on my van went down, and one of the guys from work very kindly came and did the do you know the foam stuff that they put in the tyre? And he's like, oh yeah, it'll last for ages. Yeah, I'm going to go and get a new wheel and tyre. Because the reason the tyre went down is because I kept the wheel. I was too busy looking across the road. So yes, I'm going to go and get that done now, because in a few months' time, who's to say I'll be able to get a new tyre or a new wheel, because spare parts are definitely a problem, and in times to come up they might say, oh, you need to take it to the dealership, and I am absolutely not up for that, just no. So there you go, Sunday morning ramble from me. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're looking forward to whatever you're up to this afternoon, and I will catch you later. Bye.